The American poet Lucy Larcom once wrote, "If the world seems cold to you, kindle fires to warm it." Those words resonate with me, most practically because it's incredibly cold here in Wisconsin this entire week. We're in this stretch of Arctic air, and it is brutally cold outside. They also resonate because none of us have to just look to winter. We can look beyond winter in so many ways to see that many of us endure cold stretches and cold seasons in our lives, and that coldness takes many different shapes and forms. It's not just winter that brings cold stretches to our lives. And yet the gift of that quote by Lucy Larcom is that it gives us some agency and invites us to see our agency in the face of that coldness, that we can kindle fires of love and compassion to warm some of those cold stretches that we're enduring in our lives. I think of Scripture where God is described as this all-consuming fire, like in verse 17 of chapter 24 of the book of Exodus, where God's presence descends upon Mount Sinai as an all-consuming fire. And the sustenance that kind of love that would burn unceasingly and eternally would bring to the people of God who were freed from slavery, to know that God's love was burning for them eternally, whether they realized it or not, and certainly whether they responded well to it or not, which we know from Scripture, they didn't always respond well to that love, but it didn't stop that love from eternally burning for them. And then that is a holy invitation for you and for me to pause and pray today, reflecting on where we experience that gift of some holy fires of love and compassion being kindled in our lives when we were facing some real cold seasons and stretches. Or maybe, on the other hand, to pause and pray and reflect on where we might be being stirred or invited or nudged to kindle some fires of love and compassion to warm the lives of others who are facing a cold season or stretch in some way, shape, or form. Both are ways we end up tapping into that eternal fire of love and redemption that unceasingly burns for each and every one of us and all of creation. And it's that fire that can warm the coldest of hearts and the coldest of seasons in our lives. God's peace and blessings to you all.